Hey everybody, it's Dan here on the Tea Guide. This week we're talking about how we knew we were trans, or how we decided to transition, how to explain it to non-trans people. I guess, like a lot of people said, like I always knew that I was different, but I didn't actually know what that was exactly because I didn't know any trans people when I was growing up. I didn't even know any gay people when I was growing up. I lived in a pretty small town, so I wasn't exposed to anyone of alternate genders or sexualities. So I think it took me a lot longer to figure things out than it did for some people, but let's see. There's kind of two different factors that go into it. Like the one is the social factor, and not fitting what society says you should be based on your sex. That's part of it, but that's just also a problem with society's gender system in general. Nobody can 100% fit in the male or female box or the man-woman box. Like, there's no possible way that you can fulfill every single aspect of what society says you have to do to be like the perfect man or the perfect woman. So, growing up, it was a lot of that social stuff. Like before puberty, like I was very boyish, and I always had short hair, and I always played sports and all this stuff, which shouldn't be an indicator of your gender at all. Like, who cares if you have short hair or if you play sports or whatever? Like, everybody should play sports or not play sports if they want to, like, stuff like that. So, before puberty, it was mostly that kind of stuff. I would always get mistaken for a boy when I went to the women's restroom. I played on an all-boys soccer team because they didn't have a girls' team. So, I mean, I don't know how much the social thing would have factored into that if we had a better system for, you know, dealing with gender in our society. If there was a place for people who didn't fit in, or if there was, like, I don't know, if there weren't those, like, tight restrictions on what it means to be a boy or a girl. I don't know how much the social aspect would factor in. For me, mostly the decision to actually transition was a physical one. Like, I mean, I'm a pretty, strong feminist, so if I say, oh, I want to be a boy because, I do this, this, and this, and this boy thing, like, there's no reason why girls can't do boy things too, and like, what makes it a boy thing? So, I don't really like those kinds of arguments. For me, most of my discomfort was when I hit puberty and I grew breasts, and I didn't like the way that my body looked, and I didn't like the categories that that put me in when people saw me. So for me, transition was mostly a physical thing, and I don't feel that I'm a boy trapped in a girl's body. I'm fine with my body, I just wanted that change, the no boobs, to be made. I'm, pretty happy with my body otherwise. I mean, there's issues, with, like, getting in better shape and stuff like that, but everybody has them, unless they're really lucky. But yeah, like, growing up, I think Devin had mentioned, like, whenever I dream, I would, like, see myself as a male-bodied person. When I look at other guys, I was, like, jealous of how they looked. So a lot of it is just wanting my body to be different. But, I mean, the social aspects, definitely do take some part in it, because I do like using male pronouns, and I do I did have my name changed to a slightly more masculine name. I mean, overall, I prefer things gender neutral, but our society doesn't really have that place at the moment, so it's difficult. I mean, I am really comfortable with myself right now. I'm not taking any more hormones. I'm, post-top surgery. I don't intend on getting any other surgeries, except, if it becomes medically necessary for me to get a hysterectomy, then I'll consider that, but I really don't want to do anything else to change myself. But I also know that basically puts me in, pretty much a limbo kind of place in society where I don't fit all of the things that it means to be a girl, and I never did, but I also don't feel that I fit everything that it means to be a man, and I don't really desire to. I think that I'm happy with the way that I was born. I'm glad that I'm trans. I don't wish that I was born, with, a sex that would assign me male at birth, and to be socialized as male. I don't want that. And I find myself, really fortunate that I can experience both, being female and the experience of being male and how society treats you. And I think that's even more reason why I need to fight to have society look at their gender system and see how flawed it is that, people say boys do this, girls do that, whatever. So, yeah, I don't know if that really answers the question so much as it creates more complications, but I don't know, I don't really fit the standard paradigm necessarily of being your typical transgender person, if there is such a thing, but I feel that I am of trans experience, and I am a female experience, even though I didn't fit in with my peers at all. Yeah. When I come out to people now, nobody is surprised at all. It seems like I was the last person to know. But, I mean, it took me a while to come out as gay before I came out as trans. I never really said I was a lesbian because that would imply that I was female, and I didn't really like that, so... on some level I kind of always knew, but I just didn't know what it was. As soon as I, read something about transitioning from female to male, I was like, oh my god, that's me. And now, I've nuanced that a little bit, furthering my identity, but yeah. I mean, in terms of, explaining it to non-trans people, I mean, I consider gender just to be another natural variation in science and in society. Nobody's 100%, either way. Even, talking about sex, just because you have a penis doesn't mean you're a boy, just because you have a vagina doesn't mean you're a girl. There's plenty of people, without boobs who are girls, and plenty of people without penises that are boys, and plenty of people who don't have XX or XY chromosomes. So, I mean, there's all sorts of factors that go into that. So, I mean, you try to understand it if you can, but if you can't understand it, all you have to do is respect it. Respect that it's somebody else's life, somebody else's identity, and, use the pronouns and use the name and use, proper respect that you would give to anybody. And, yeah. So, I guess that's all I gotta say for now, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright, bye.